My name is Dr. Nduku Mutua. I'm the Chief Principal, Machakos Technical Institute for the Blind. Machakos Technical Institute for the Blind is as old as 1958. It was a rehabilitation center for persons who were maimed during the Second World War. Then there were a few courses that were offered for the regular persons. Those men were rehabilitated here. Programs like the telephone operator, the carpentry, and joinery, and they used to produce items for selling. Then it was upgraded and it started offering courses that were geared towards imparting skills to the visually impaired persons, like knitting, weaving, baking, still the telephone operation. So when I got here, that was in 1997, the institution had not started offering artisan and certificate courses. And artisan involved programs in building and construction and civil engineering, that is carpentry, masonry, and there was still clothing and textile technology. So at that time we had not introduced the computer skills, but for the persons with visual impairment, they were incorporated also in leather, tannery and leather technology. And because they would be shown how to do to gain the skills at their level, which could be assessed under the NITA programs, that is the shoemaking. And then for the fashion and design, it was the dressmaking and tailoring. Then we upgraded to certificate level. And the school then used to be called Machakos Blind Trade Training Center. So in 2002, it was upgraded now to Machakos Technical. It was renamed to Machakos Technical Institute for the Blind. And then because we are expanding in programs, we did what is called reverse integration. The school is for the special needs, that as persons with visual impairment, we now integrated with the regular students. 2008, we got volunteers through JICA to introduce shiatsu. Shiatsu is a Japanese traditional massage. So we got volunteers who trained our trainees with visual impairment. So we expanded, we kept on expanding. We introduced computer skills still for trainees with the visual impairment, specifically students who had finished Form 4. They would come here before proceeding to the university so that they acquire computer skills so that it could help them once they join the university. And then our other core business is rehabilitation. You are referred to Machakos Technical Institute for the Blind so that you get Braille literacy. You are given independent living skills. You are given orientation and mobility because you knew how to walk fast. Now you need to learn how to walk using the white cane as an aid. We've been having a lot of support from well-wishers. Talking of Rotary Club of Machakos, now we have Toyota Kenya Foundation, Sifao, now on board recently. Rotary Kilimani has also supported us in buying assistive devices. So we have so many, I may not have mentioned all of them, but we thank all those who have been on board, and we still want to ask that others are welcome. Our students have many challenges, and one of the challenges is affording those assistive devices, Braille machine, Braille papers, and stylus pen. That is a tradition. That is how we introduce them to Braille literacy. They have to use the Braille paper and stylus pen. And then now you graduate to Orbit Reader 20, which has a chip that enables you to take notes and also store that content of the notes, and then you can link it with a laptop or a computer desktop so that you can store your work and still read later. And then like if you have to change print into Braille, we use a machine called an imposer. One imposer costs over 1 million shillings. And that is a necessary equipment that is supposed to be in the institution, so that when we are having staff meetings, even for the trainers, we have 12 trainers who have visual impairment. We'd like to request the public service commissions, instead of having them applying and being interviewed and they're not getting the slots, to be putting aside a specific number for the PWDs, because the Constitution allows this, and even the Constitution has a percentage that persons with disabilities should be employed and accommodated. So besides the expensive assistive devices for training persons with special needs in general, they are not locally available, so they have to be sourced from out. So there's still the other aspect of duty. So the government also in the Constitution needs to put that as an affirmative action, that duty should be waived for all assistive components that are coming to the country to assist the special needs space. We do not have dispensaries or a health facility, and that one is also a requirement. This losing of the sight, maybe even being on a physically impaired, is caused by maybe an accident or other underlying factors. These trainees need constant reviews and medical checkups and follow-ups, because sometimes when you lose that sight, you just go to Kikuyu Hospital and then you are recommended to and referred to the institutions that you get the training part of it. But the process, psychosocial therapy afterwards, which is very necessary, should be also considered. So all the special school institutions require health facility, and the government should give it, which is when it is fully equipped, because those are specialized equipment. Because sometimes even people recover. We have had cases where somebody had lost their sight, and then they went through this, and then they have recovered, and through medication they start now seeing again. For the special needs, we talk of a resource center. And this is a building that is supposed to take care of all the resource materials that the special needs trainees should access. And that will mean computers, that will mean even indoor games at a certain corner, that would mean facilities for capacity building, a hall that is they're coming to share knowledge, and where that knowledge is shared, when we are developing content, what kind of content, where can they access that content from, so that they are also in tandem with even global practices. The resource center holds many facilities, so even the library can be included in the resource center, so that now we have that need as an institution of a library, and this is supposed to be a modern library. For our case, we'll require a library that is taking care of 3 categories of trainees. We have the trainees with the physical impairment, so they need enough space for navigation of their wheelchairs, and there are others with the clutches. They call clutches or crutches. The others with clutches, and the ones with on wheelchair would require tables which are customized to so that they can access the reading table, so that they can read from that table, and then they don't require seats. The ones with wheelchairs don't require seats because they just sit on their wheelchair. So they require the modern motorized wheelchair, so that they don't require to be pushed around in the room. but they navigate themselves to the table where they can go and access the information and what they need to acquire. And then we need the second category for the visually impaired. They would need computers installed with the special software for them, so that the content that they require to be reading can be uploaded in those computers. So all the computers will require the software that is JAWS. JAWS is job access with speech, which is installed for them, and they use by typing, and they use headphones so that they listen to what they are typing. Using the computer, having the computer skills, they can access any kind of information. They can do all tasks. We have an alumni student who is employed under the Ministry of Water. She undertakes all the tasks that any other person can do that. We also have another alumni who is in Safaricom, employed in Safaricom. We have others. We have rehabilitated a prison warden. After rehabilitation, she said she felt, after interacting with the others, that she felt to go ahead and do advocacy. So she went ahead and did theology. She is now a priest, they call reverend. So she can touch many people, and through her we've been getting so many referrals. As far as Rotary Club Kilimani Alfajiri, we want to really give our most sincere appreciation. They came on board last 2 years, and they saw the need, and through their collaboration, through their membership, they were able to raise 300,000 and pay to the institution, which enabled the institution to buy assistive devices. That was to add computers with the specialized software, that is the JAWS. And now we had given a proposal to Rotary Club Kilimani Alfajiri for to raise 25 million, whereby we were requesting for an infrastructure of a modern and specialized library, which will cater for the 3 categories in our institution: the regular students, the students or trainees for the tech TVET, we call them trainees, for the trainees with visual impairment, and the 3rd category of trainees with physical impairment. So it will require the Rotary they'll require to fundraise and talk to their partners so that this money is actualized. But because we are not sure it can be fundraised within a short time, we have agreed that it will go through 3 phases. That first of all, because we have a small library, they might look for what can equip that library so that it is operational. And then phase 2 will be raising money so that we already have a place, we have the land to put up that. We are going to have the drawings. We are going to go through the public works so that we can get structural designs which have been approved by the relevant bodies and the government. So we are seeking and appealing to all the well-wishers who can come on board to partner with Rotary Club Kilimani Alfajiri so that this dream can be actualized. This library will not only serve the students from our institution. In Machakos, we are favored by having different categories of special needs schools. In Machakos, we have Machakos Township, which hosts a unit for mentally handicapped. We also have Machakos Primary for the physically handicapped. And we also have Machakos Primary School for the deaf, and Machakos Primary and Machakos Secondary School for the deaf. These students can still acquire the facilities from our institution because we are neighbors, so that they can also access information and also get at par with what they also need to learn, because they may not be able to have those facilities. So that is our appeal from Machakos Technical Institute for the Blind, with the blessings of the Board of Governors and with also the blessings of our State Department for TVET, which has given us authority and permission to collaborate with the well-wishers and with partners. So I want to appeal to any other person, any well-wisher. You can just come in, however small it is going to be appreciated, and it will help a trainee, because our utmost goal is to empower these trainees and impart relevant and suitable skills which will enable them to be self-reliant and also to integrate in the community.